Hello and welcome to the Edge of Midnight channel. I am Jason, your host. I wanted to do a little talk about Paola.
Everyone's talking about you.
Paola was special. Now, I know we're not supposed to speak ill of the dead and all those things, but
Good Lord.
if someone was an idiot in life, they're still an idiot in death. I'm sorry. It's just the way I feel. Just because someone dies does not mean make them a martyr, does not make them a good person. Paola inspired me. At 21, she was told she was going to die. She was given a really raw deal. Not only did she have cancer, but due to a chromosome switch, she was actually never going to get it cured. It didn't matter what they tried, they knew that they could not fix it. All they could do was force it into remission and then put her on medication that would keep it away for as long as the medication lasted. And as long as the medication didn't kill her. So most of us would have fell apart. Most of us would have been in shock. All she said to the doctor was, "Okay, what now? What next? How do we move on from this? What can we do? I know now what we can't do, but what can we do?" While I was still standing there next to her, in shock, thinking, cancer. Thinking, oh shit. Thinking, no, this can't be true. This can't be right. And as soon as I saw and heard her say that, lying in a bed where she had already had 8 different blood transfusions, because
incoming backup request.
She was misdiagnosed for quite a few months. First they thought it was muscle strain, then back injury and so on, and even glandular fever. They never took a simple blood test. But, let's go down the sewer. I like sewers. I always like sewers. Let's go down the sewer. When she went into hospital, she was very close to death. Her white cell count was 0. Well, actually it wasn't 0. Acute lymphoblastic leukemia makes it so that your body, if you think your body's bone marrow like a factory, it can create a certain amount of platelets, a certain amount of red cells, and a certain amount of white cells. For some reason, it goes out of sync. It stops making it stops making red cells, it stops making platelets, and it goes in like, it's like if you see a factory that's doing cleaning bottles or filling bottles and someone hits the fast forward. All of the white cells created are not fully grown, they're not mature, they can't even do their job. So you might have 1,000 white cells, but they can't do anything for your immune system because they're broken. They haven't formed properly. But your body can still only create a certain amount, so it stops being able to create platelets, which help your blood to clot, and stop been able to build red cells which carry oxygen. She was almost in a coma. I walked downstairs on that Saturday morning and she coughed. And when she coughed, a bruise formed from the edge of her hairline all the way down to her neck. I saw it physically travel. That was, as she coughed, something had ruptured inside her face, and because she had no platelets, it had just caused a hematoma. That scared the hell out of me. It really did. I mean, I can tell you now that she didn't want me to call the doctors. It was 8 o'clock and the doctors opened at 9. She didn't want me to phone the doctors until 9. She stopped me phoning the doctors, in fact, because she had so many doctors tell her that she wasn't ill, that it was just a sprain, that the pains in her legs were nothing. The pains in her legs was her bone marrow dying, her body in pain. So we waited for an hour, and that's one of the longest hours I've ever had in my life. I'd say it's the longest hour except for the 2.5 minutes it took for me to get from home to the hospital when the nurse rang me and told me that Paola was bad and you needed to get in here fast. It's funny how time changes our perspective. So she was going through hell even before she got diagnosed because nobody believed her. To my shame, I knew something was wrong, but all the experts were telling us it was nothing. It's crazy. And whenever she got ill, which was all the time really, she never complained. We see so many people complain. We see so many people who will bitch about anything. Be it games, be it life, be it money, be it anything. They don't realise what they truly still have, their life, their health. Paola never once complained, never once became vindictive, never became bitter. She was in pain all the time, from the moment she got up to the moment she went to sleep, if she could sleep. And that was for 21 years. And if anybody had a problem, she would help them. Hee hee. Oh, that's bad. You lose. He could have killed me then, and he lost. He wasn't very good. Anyway. And that's what I was always at awe of. She never thought she was special. She never believed that anything she did was anything different than anybody else. When she was too ill to do one kind of crafting, she would find another one. And when she couldn't paint big pictures because her hands were cramping up after 10 minutes or 15 minutes using a brush, she started making little postcard size. And they were beautiful. One day I've got some of them up on the site, but it doesn't do them justice. They need to be professionally enlarged into poster size. Because she is an inspiration. While so many people are worrying about money and about their next pay rise and wondering what they can buy with their money and getting bored and being negative and being just not very nice people. She was in hospital once and she was literally at death's door, and because she saw that the people who were in the beds in the same ward looked lonely, When I left, she got up out of bed, into the wheelchair, and spent the night keeping him company. Would you have done that? Would I have done that? I don't know. And every year, she made cards for everybody who she cared about. They never knew the pain and the effort it took for her to do them. And no matter how ill she was feeling, she would sit there and listen to someone's mundane problems. And never judge them. I would. But that's me. See, this is the whole point. She inspired me to be a better person. She inspired me to be a stronger person. I'm lost without her. I really am lost without her. I'm broken. I know I'm broken. And I know I should do better. But I'm just not as strong as she was.
Friendly control point detected.
Or I don't feel as if I'm strong as she is. And that's the thing. I don't feel as if I am. People said I did amazing things, but I did them because she was there with me. But of all the people I've met in the world, Paola stands out. I don't think I'm biased either. I'm not the kind of person who is biased about these things. I actually am amazed. See, when Paola came to me for answers or to ask me how she was and that, I never sugarcoated it. Even though she was so ill, if she didn't look very good, I'd let her know. If one of her... She always came to me to critique her paintings because she always knew and valued that I would actually... Oh, that's pretty. That I would actually give her the truth. What that? Is there a little fire in them? Oh, cute. Mine. Want one? And so we never had to worry about lying or anything. And if anything had been wrong that she couldn't handle, she would have told me. So I never had to worry about, what is she really
Friendly
thinking?
control point nearby.
Let's go this way. The world, to me, and to people who have learnt about Paola, is a lesser place. When we lose someone who is special, who cares, who does stuff for others, who never tries to put herself in front of anyone,
Portable electronic device detected.
then that's a loss. It's a loss for us as a community. It's a loss for us as an entire planet. Because there is way too many people who are materialistic. There is way too many people who are selfish. We don't need any more examples of that. Ooh, I haven't been down there. And that's... I'm sad and I'm grieving because I've lost an amazing woman in my life. My love. I'm also sad that others won't get to meet her. When she was alive, I wanted to contact the UK media agencies. I wanted to have her story out there. I wanted people to see what this amazing woman was like. But she stopped me because she didn't think that she could handle the attention of the press back then. I can hear a drone somewhere. And I would never have done anything against her wishes when she was alive. But I am sad that she didn't get to see the community website for Reddit, for Division, and see all the amazing things people said about her. Because I think even though she knew I told the truth, she thought I was sometimes softening the things and saying the pictures that she did were good when they weren't. I don't think so. I mean, that's just me. That's just me wishing that I had been able to do that for her. I know all of you would have loved to have met her. Yes, this is a bit of a downer, this one, because I just was thinking about it while I was eating. Ooh, let's kill something.
You're gonna die today! Don't waste your fucking ammo!
Yeah. Oh, don't you dare. I love it. I love it when they explode against their own grenades. It makes me happy. I'll have to go check what that is, so thank you for listening. This is Jason for the Edge of Midnight channel, signing off. I hope you're all having a good day.